Good afternoon, and welcome back to the Doing It Live with Doomlink. Yeah, that's the name of the series. The Doing It Live with Doomlink series. And we are back in Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. In the last recording, we had just finished the dungeon, and we're now making our way out of the dungeon. I don't know exactly where we are bound, but we are bound for some direction or another. Oh, can I even get around this? So, let me just explain what I did here. What I did was I created the pathway to get over here before realizing that if I had taken an alternative path, I could have accessed that chest. I'm now going to have to backtrack to reach that chest. But so be it. It could contain untold riches. And such riches will not be foregone by myself. Ah, see this? Good God. I was really expecting to be able to get over that. Okay. I do not want to have to abandon this. This chest. What if I push you all the way that way? Yes. No, I can't. That ladder is actually blocking it. I wasn't sure if the ladder was going to be in the background or in the foreground or what was going on, but no, that is in my way. You are shocked that I haven't used the spider since I was in the room that I acquired it. Okay, very well, understood. I had admittedly forgotten about it. I mean, you shouldn't be too shocked. It is so useful though, isn't it? Oh my god. This spider, do you know what it is about this spider? It feels like the answer to everything. This feels like probably the most usable item in the entire game. In other words, the most useful in different situations. Perhaps the most versatile would be the way to describe it. It's shockingly useful. And, yeah, I guess that will no longer, it will render useless many of the things that I've acquired up until this point. What on earth is this heart pin? This hairpin has a distinctive heart design. It makes hearts appear a little more often. Okay. And it is something that we can equip. This is not something that we've seen before now. So apparently we can wear different items that will have a variety of benefits, and you can equip these items from the plus menu. Okay. Equip that with A. I'm not sure how many accessories we can have equipped at one time. It did suggest that we could have multiple, but... yeah, it is basically the elevator echo in a game with platforming puzzles, yeah. Admittedly, I've never been much of a platform game player, but I think the only platformer I've played... well, I need to consider this with care. Are there other ones that I've played? Because there was one in particular that came to mind, but I'm wondering if there are other examples of this. Okay, very briefly, I did play a game called Cloudberry Kingdom on the Xbox 360, but that's not the one that I was thinking of. There was another one that I'm thinking of, and I guess I have played the Donkey Kong games. That's kind of platformer in certain situations. But Braid, back in 2008, no, it might have been 2009, I played Braid on PC. That was a good game. That was such a good game. Anyone who remembers Braid will know that that was a good game. I have quite fond memories of playing that game, and I must play it again. It was just very tasteful. Yeah, Braid. That's how it's spelled. Really good game. And I believe it is categorized as a platformer. Really? You typed it before you heard me say it. Yeah, it was Braid. I've never mentioned it in a recording before. Very good game. Apparently there's also another game called The Witness. The Witness, not ED on the end, just The Witness. First-person puzzle game. Yeah, Braid. That. How did you guess that that's what I was talking about? Maybe it's very much of my era. Maybe you guessed it based on that, but... Yeah. I don't remember exactly what the platforming puzzles were. What I do remember is that it was a similar sort of perspective, and that it had a nice art style, nice atmospheric qualities to it as well, i.e. the music, sound effects, the art style. And yeah, it was a good game. I liked it a lot. Alright. I don't even remember how I happened to play it. What I do know is that I didn't play it on Steam in those days, because I was a pirate. Arr. I didn't have Steam until 2013. That's how long it took me to get it, because I was sick of getting viruses and the like. So I thought, you know what? I'll pay for my games for a change. Oh, that was not the boss. That was not the boss. I don't have the boss key, though. I don't have the boss key. It is indeed locked. Okay, well, we can progress, I suppose. This is really interesting. I thought we had actually come to the end, but no. Link was the mini-boss. So, once we get a key, we can progress through there, but we must first get a key, which narrows our options down to this direction. Okay. Get out of here. I'll summon another rock. ZR to learn. How many viruses did I go through before using Steam? The better metric would be how many computers did I go through before using Steam? The answer was 3. And I think going back to the mid-2000s, one of them was my mother's computer. But anyway. Yeah. I didn't have my own personal computer until 2007. I mean, I technically had a personal computer before then, but it was a Windows 98 cold computer. Did not connect to the internet. What the hell am I doing here? You are annoying, actually. Alright. One thing that this is one criticism that I do have of this game, and it is that when I target and try to remove something specific, it doesn't work. Okay. It turns out that the amount of distance that I can get there is great enough to go from trampoline to trampoline. Attack him. Yeah, do it. Unsurprisingly, plant monsters are very susceptible to the Ignazole. Ignazole? Absolute MVP. Extremely useful. Extremely useful. I'd like to apologize for all the light that is shining on my... well, what is actually my right side, but to you will look like my left side. Basically, my webcam is... almost missed that floral nectar. Basically, my webcam is flipped. Alright, let's go into sword mode. We have seen this before. Alright, let's exit out of sword mode so that we don't lose our charge gauge. Take that. We've actually got some... what's it called again? Swordmaster mode. I really should try to internalize this information. I think we can get on a trampoline and just jump to this stuff. Yeah. Bit hard to get the perspective right, but... like, for example, where the hell is that? Ah. Okay, very good. What's it called again? It's... I can't really get the name of it. Here we go. Mysterious sword. Is it Swordmaster mode? Something to do with sword wielding. Apparently I can use the spider in these rooms too, which I did not know about. That's really good information. I can. Wow. You can understand why I didn't think we could. Okay, the spider is officially the... Could I just say very briefly that these spiders are very cute? Very cute. Look at him. This is out of balance. Can I just say that? This is so out of balance. The versatility of these things is insane. I just didn't think that in this environment where you couldn't actually see the ceiling that these spiders would work, but they do. They work perfectly fine. That's extraordinary. Okay, there's a chest in this room. Let's go this way. Nice big dungeon to start off with. I'm happy with that. Oh, it looks like the... Okay, the fence goes all the way to the ceiling. Understood. That's a good way of understanding precisely where things are in relation to the ceiling. Like if I'm standing from the ground here, it's actually quite... It's difficult to see just how high these go. But if I climb this and I can see that it's the same height, that is helpful information. My guess is that this grate, this fence, comes down... Oh no, I was about to say it's from a different room. But I can see a switch on the other side. So... yeah. I haven't yet used this, the Dekubaba. I can't imagine this being useful in this area. No. It's just a new echo that I have. I'm just seeing what it could possibly do in this area. You know, when you get a new puzzle after having acquired a new echo, it makes sense to try that new echo out on that puzzle, even if you're not familiar with how the echo works. Alright, so it's probably safe to assume that I lower this fence from a different room. The only reason why I thought that that might not be true is because there is a switch on the other side. But I don't really see how I can get beyond that. You can say something like ropes can pass through narrow spaces, but I mean, how could I direct him up there? I mean, unless, of course, I can use this. Aha, maybe that's what I do. Maybe there's a switch that I haven't seen. Can I elevate you somehow? So, like, for example, if I do that and then get up here... Very good. Oh, goodness. Very good. You have to consider all of your abilities. All of your available abilities. That will always unlock the puzzle. It's when you are not considering all available abilities that you become stumped. As long as you remember all of what you can do, then you will remember. So that is the first time that we've really gone... we're using all 3 dimensions at this point, as far as Tri's ability is concerned. That was really good. Really happy with that. That's a fucking cool puzzle. Not to be foul-mouthed. I'm still not too sure if I want to be using bad language in this new series of mine. I mean, at the moment I'm tentatively going ahead with it, it's fine. But, yeah. I think of Let's Players many, many years ago who started off using bad language and then would not necessarily get reprimanded, but they'd be told, like, oh, come on, like, ease off on the bad language, and then they would not do it over time. But at this point, I'm doing it. But yeah, I'm really liking that. As far as how this game functions, as far as how you engage with puzzles, I'm really enjoying it. I think it's really... it's not in any way detracting from what is important for me in a Zelda game. It still feels Zelda-like, whilst also covering new ground, and that's important. I think it's important for a series to cover new ground, but also not to lose touch with its roots. I was concerned that that's what was going on with Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, but here in Echoes of Wisdom, it feels a little more balanced. It feels a little bit more like, let's modernize, but also not completely dismiss our roots. Let's not dismiss where we came from. This all still feels very Zelda. My mum won't let me watch anymore. Yeah, I guess that sort of thing. But I look at it from a different perspective, AJ. I look at it from the perspective of, what if you want to watch it with your kids? You know, people may not want to watch me with their kids because I use bad language. That's the perspective that I'm looking at it from. We are of that age now. Anyway. Deku Baba. What do I do with you? I can see that there's a fence here. What I'm going to use this Strantula for is just to get a better perspective. Do you think I don't, surely not. I don't think I can get on top of this wall using a Strantula. No. That is the ceiling. That is... Okay. To be honest with you, I have entered this room and I'm not completely sure what's going on here. All I can see is that... Do you know when you enter a room and it's not immediately clear what you're meant to even do in the room, but you can see that there's something going on? There's something that you should be interacting with, and then you just stand there like... Okay, well, I guess I'll interact with the things that are here and then hope that something eventuates. It's a bit like that. So let's use Try's ability again. Pull you this way. Does that do anything? Okay. Do you know what I mean? Like, I had no way of knowing what on earth was going on here. I would not have guessed, for example, that killing the Deku Baba would have fulfilled the condition for achieving the end goal of the room. Like, I would not have guessed that. All I did was, I thought, well, I can't access that in any other way except to use Try's ability, and then if I use it, maybe I'll figure something out, and that ended up being the solution. Sometimes you just need to give things a try. Get it? I really don't like the fact that this guy is called Try, because it makes me realize that conversationally, I'm using that word a lot in its original meaning. Try as in attempt. It's really annoying. Anyway, going back, we will reach the door that requires a key. And I guess I'll do a manual save. As I think I have hinted at hitherto, the frequency of autosaves has... I feel at ease, basically, with the frequency of autosaves. Alright, I think if I stand here... So this is one of those... this is definitely classic Zelda in that you consider where you're standing and then you draw a path. So if I stood here, for example, I would not be able to go far forward enough to get this statue to that square. But if I stand here, for example, that will give me enough space to draw the path. Easy done. So, you've got two levels of difficulty. In my opinion, traditional Zelda difficulty would be to show that you've got all of these statues in these positions, and then there's a statue that's not in the right position. They've lowered the difficulty a little bit here, probably just so that it's a bit more accessible for kids, by making the stone green, right? So you put the green statue on the green stone. When you are just doing, oh, put the green statue on the green stone, it simplifies it in the sense that you're not looking at the entire room as a whole. The puzzle instead becomes just this quadrant of the room. Do you know what I mean? Instead of the entire room being the puzzle, it's just that quadrant. And to be honest, that's can you say that that's simplifying it by taking away 3/4 of the difficulty? I don't know. But I guess the point that I'm making is that even if that square had not been highlighted in green, I think we would have been able to figure it out. I know that the child version of myself would have been able to, and I know that me as an adult, like that was within my capabilities. So, should be currently as well. So I can see that there's another direction for us to go in up here, but I don't think we can get up there. It's much too high. And even if we got up there, I don't know how we would open that door, so... Anyway. So yeah, Mad Duck Wizard mentions something that I've noticed as well. One criticism that he has, aside from the performance of the game, which is really poor. I mean, there is no getting around the really terrible performance of this game. It runs like crap on the Nintendo Switch, which is the only console that it will run on. It is made for the Nintendo Switch, it is a Nintendo game, it is meant to run on this system, yet it runs terribly. That, in my opinion, is excusable, but one criticism that he has leveled at this game is how much you have to scroll in order to get to your different echoes, so I accept that. It does take a while, doesn't it? I think they've tried to get around it by putting your most recently used echoes closer to the left. So at least they've thought about it. They've considered the fact that it does take a while. I'm okay with it, for the time being. Maybe I will become steadily less okay with it as time goes on. We'll see how things go. I will use a strand chiller when it feels acceptable for me to do so. Oh yeah, Zelda. There's one more thing you can do when using bind. After binding yourself to something with X, try holding R. While holding R, your movements will follow what you are bound to. Ah, so rather than controlling the movement of the thing I'm bound to by moving myself, I can instead basically grip onto it and get taken for a ride, effectively. Okay, let's do it. Very good. And the reason why I'm continuing to use this here is to try and affect the timing a little bit. Maybe if I let go too soon, I would have missed the timing. Seeing how long it took, I now no longer think that I would have missed the timing, but yeah. Probably would have made that. Let's just wait. If we wait for the right time, we should be able to make it. What did I do wrong? Pressing the wrong buttons. That's alright. I think you hold R and I held ZR. Oh, can I target? Maybe if I target. Yeah, if I target. Maybe targeting means it doesn't have to be in a cardinal direction. If I target, it might be a diagonal as well. Interesting thought. We're about to reach a chest up here. I'd like to try and test that. Can I use Try's ability by targeting diagonally? I can. How good is that? I love this game so far. So far, for what this game is, I'm having a lot of fun. And I think Nintendo have had the appetite to do this for a long time now. I mean, just think of A Link Between Worlds and how that game worked. That game was definitely going outside of the box, trying to push the envelope. And I think they did it very effectively, so I can appreciate the thought process that went into this. Okay, so what I'm assuming we do here is we create a platform on this side which will allow us to reach the same height that will be needed to step on that switch while controlling the statue. So, like so. Align ourselves like so. ZR to release? No. Am I just slightly off target? Ah, there we go. And there we have it. And there is the large chest. With the boss key. You got the big key. Again, every game has its own naming scheme. It's either boss key, big key, or big boss key. I believe it was only called Big Boss Key in Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks, but in the other games it sort of oscillates between Big Key and Boss Key. Big Key being the most frequent, like that is the most common naming. I don't really think there's anything else for us to do. I can check the map and see if we've missed anything, but no, not really. We have missed a chest. But that's alright, it's my first playthrough. I'll skip the chest. I'm just concerned about the increasing brightness on my right side. It's going to keep getting brighter and brighter as the day wears on, so I'd like to get through this as quickly as possible. Alright. Onward. It's time to fight our first boss, because Link was actually a mini-boss, so nobody's here. But I definitely sensed my friends in this spot earlier. Godan? Godan, is that you? There was another boss that was a bit more rocky than Godan. Can't remember who now. Seismic Talus. That's using a naming scheme from Breath of the Wild, of course. My friends, they're in that creature. We've got to get them out of there. Come on, we can do this. Okay. That was an attempt at doing the Godan thing. Okay, so let's go into sword mode. See if we can swing our sword at this. Okay, whatever the hell that is. What? Let me pause and consider what that is. Let's pick it up. Can we pick it up? Throw something at it? Okay. Do that, I suppose. Let's not give you any time to recover. Get straight in there. Alright, that's fine. I guess we can use our sword this time. I was just a bit worried about my charge level before. My charge level is now quite good. Okay, let me think how I can reach that. Possibly targeting of some kind. So I can target like that. Now what can I conjure, what can I summon that could successfully reach that? It looked like it was a bit close to the ground when he extended his arms, but okay, this is a bit more complicated. Let's look at the environment. What's happening in the environment? I see. We wait until he does that attack. As I said, it's close to the ground. It's not always raised up. Now it's in his head. Okay, so when he does lower his head when he does an attack. Ooh. Can we get in there? We can't get in there, so why is that? What could we do to reach his head? Whoops, didn't really mean to do that. How could we reach his head? We could possibly trampoline in there? That sounds a bit over the top, doesn't it? Okay, that worked. I think that's it. Okay. For those using this as a walkthrough, use the trampoline. Turns out it works. I was just thinking that would be the most likely to work, but there you go. See, that is the great thing about this game, Mad Duck Wizard. Lots of different ways to succeed, and that's really good. So when he played this game, used bind to pull out the core. But for me, I used sword fighter mode and was trampolining into the fucking head. Like, there's so many different ways to approach it. And again, if what I tried there didn't work, I would have ended up with that strategy. I would have used the bind ability via try. So there you have it. Zelda, these are my friends. Okay. You've got lots of friends. I get it. You're flaunting at this point. We set them free. We're filled with energy and ready to get to work. So now we can finally fix the rift here. Using our Echo ability, we can restore the entire area that was swallowed up by the rift. Watch this. Imagine if we had all of these creatures working for us. We'd be unstoppable. Ganon wouldn't be able to do shit. Can I just say, really enjoying this game so far. Really enjoying it. I think it's really clever. Just an excellent interpretation of traditional Zelda. Again, not a huge fan of the art style, but I don't need to be. The gameplay is making up for that. And I'm having a lot of fun. After all these years of playing Zelda, I do feel privileged to be playing the latest one, and to be enjoying myself, and enjoying the vision, and yeah, having fun again, as I did as a kid. My friends shared some of their power with me. No, he's level 2, I don't know what that means. Does that mean you can summon more? Yes, it does. Okay. I feel like with the number of friends there were, we probably could have gotten more than one extra summoning, but that's fine. Thanks for sharing your power. I suppose you didn't need to. Thank you, friends. I feel like I can do even more now. Try gained a triangle. Yeah. Press Y to create all sorts of echoes. What? Press Y to create echoes. This is a new development. Oh yeah, also, they told me something while we were fixing the rift. They said that big rock Let me rephrase that. They said that big rock monster showed up and captured them. So when they weren't able to fix the rift because I'm doing really bad with the, what do you call it, the inflections. When they weren't able to, forget it. Fear not, I'm much better at reading than I give the impression. It's just that when I'm recording, it's not really at the forefront of my mind on how to do things well. Oh, and one other thing. There are crystals that show up when we fix rifts. They're neat, so I'll give them to you, Zelda. What the hell is that? You got 5 unusual crystals from Try. 5? Oh, it levels up Link. Very good. I'm all finished up here, so we can head out now if you're ready. Yeah, the performance is fucking garbage, but I'm enjoying the game a lot. The game's very good. Whether or not it scratches the Zelda itch, maybe, maybe not. I suppose for the most part it does. But, yeah. Definitely could not fault this game on anything except for how poorly it was optimized for its own console. Like, for the game console that it is meant to run on. It's not a multi-platform game. There's only one platform. So, get it right. Just get the one platform right. Come on. We can travel between the still world and your world here. Do you want to return to your world now? Yes, please. Okay, let's go. I would say that was a successful venture. We got a lot done. Finished the dungeon. And again, when I began this recording, I didn't think that we were continuing through the dungeon. The reason why is because I, A, had no reason to believe that things like locked doors and boss key doors were a thing in this game. B, because we had killed Link, I thought maybe that was the boss for this dungeon. Turned out he was a mini-boss, and it wasn't until seeing that boss door with the big lock that I realised that he was a mini-boss. So, yeah, I didn't want to make any assumptions. I didn't want to assume, oh, well, there's no way that Link could have been the boss because we didn't get a boss key. That would be a silly assumption to make when playing a brand new Zelda game. But yeah, it seems that they are approaching dungeons in a very similar way to how it was done in the past, just with the new mechanics of Echoes of Wisdom. The rift that was here is gone now, which means we can reach the place you were trying to go to earlier. If we keep this up, we'll be able to fix all of the rifts, and we'll be able to save your father. Oh, that guy. I forgot about him. I mean, usually when you're playing an RPG, you should be empathizing with the character. You also want to achieve what they want to achieve, but my god. That guy? He can stay lost. He can stay in the rift. I don't know why, I just don't care much for him. You there, a moment of your time? That's a strange thing to say. You know, if I were doing the translation, I would have said, may I have a moment of your time? Not a moment of your time as a question on its own. That's kind of awkward. You have to imagine, I mean, the best way to do dialogue of any kind is to say it out loud yourself, and if that's not clear enough, just imagine how it would be conversationally. If it's awkward, unnatural, and borderline inhuman, it's probably not good dialogue, just putting it out there. A moment of your time? A moment of your time? What's that? May I have a moment of your time? That's a little bit more natural. But admittedly, when I said it with that voice and with that accent as well, the first one's not too bad. The first one is not too terrible. I guess it really helps to have that. We don't have that. We only have text, so anyway. I have seen Left's name. Minister Left. I am Left, Minister of Hyrule. Pardon the intrusion, but could you tell me where we are? You got here. Oh, Princess Zelda. I'm embarrassed to admit I didn't recognize you in that cloak. Why are you wearing that? She's just the same as Link. I mean, this is why they get along so well. I mean, they're made for each other. They can't actually speak, right? Which is, good stuff. Although, now that I think about it, she does speak in pretty much all the other games. It's just Link who's mute. That's alright. So, we failed to save you from that beast, and now you're out here facing much danger. I must confess, I'm surprised to hear of your abilities. And your friend Tri accompanied you this whole time? Thank you so much, Tri, whoever you are. You can see me? Who could miss you? You're floating right there, and aren't you precious? Why? Why is he suddenly visible now? I thought only Zelda could see me. Oh, so Lady Impa couldn't see you? How odd. Oddities aside, I'm worried about His Majesty in the general. We'll need to make a plan. There's much to consider, but for now, let's head to the something location Lady Impa told you about. Have you noticed that I'm much more comfortable reading dialogue like hers than other stuff? I think it's because the more it is aligned to the way that I speak and formulate sentences, the easier I can say the sentences. It's just, it is what it is. You go by instant recognition when you read, usually. Oh, I'm getting ahead of myself. Would you mind showing me your map? If I recall correctly... Yes, that's the place. That's where Lady Impa's brother lives. Makes sense she'd send you there. I'll lead the way. Follow me. Your hair is extraordinary. You must spend hours in front of a mirror to achieve that. I don't particularly want to follow you right now. Oh, I'm not allowed to save. I guess I must. Well, any desire that I may have had to save the game after killing the boss has now been rendered completely null and void. I have to continue. I'm sure dude... Oh, you said the dude. I'm sure the dude got the wife back, or rather, wife. The person named wife. Right in here, princess. Hello, sir. Pardon us, but my name is Left. Lady Impa is my colleague, and... What's that? I'm a very busy man. No time for chatter. Now get! I apologize for the unannounced visit, but please, we'll only be a moment. No, no, no. I'm about to leave. Come back later. If you could just hear us out. I said no. I've got to go save Link. This guy's absolutely senile. And has a very elastic moustache. Look at that. Far out. I mean, if it's wobbling like that, it must have gelatin in it. Hang on there. Or rather, hang on here. That's Link's cloak. So why do you have it? Did you see him? Well, I'm his girl, so you shut up about him. Okay, tell me everything. Tell me about the rifts and anything you know about the swordsman. I understand the situation now. Thanks for the explanation, princess. Oh, now he's being very... I won't say obsequious, but he is being a little bit more reasonable. A bit more emollient. Whew, we finally got through to him. The comedic value of this is understood. But when I first saw this, I thought that something had gone terribly wrong with my game. I thought... because, I mean, we've had... The running theme so far has been poor performance. You know, it's a Switch game being played on the Switch, and the performance is terrible. It's unfortunate, and there is much to be said about it, but when I saw him literally doing this, I thought the game had completely shat itself. No, fortunately, this is just a joke. I wish the other stuff were also just a joke. Like the bad frame drops, I thought that... I rather wished that was a joke, but it's sadly not. Alright, this has been bugging me ever since you barged in here. What is that floaty thing? You can see me too? That's strange. Zelda's always been able to. But now both of you can see... both of you can see me as well? Yes! Oh, that's not what he said. That's alright. I'm now making things up. Yeah, sure. But back to the matter at hand. What is it that you and I have in common? We've both ended up in rifts and lived to tell the tale. Maybe the energy of Try's friends has somehow entered these characters, and now they can see Try himself. It seems the rifts change people somehow. Oh yeah, I guess I should introduce myself. The name's Lubury. That's an interesting name. I'm Impa's older brother. And the swordsman who saved you is Link. I made his weapon, the Sword of Might. This must have some lore significance. Mr. Lubery, why did you make him a sword? Princess, remember that big nasty blue fella who captured you? The sword was made for taking him out. See, I spend my time researching Hyrule's history and its rifts. Do you think this guy's the guy who forged the Master Sword? Potentially. I wish that he wasn't. For ages now, rifts have appeared, and sometimes folks have ended up in them. Those unfortunate enough to be pulled into a rift vanished without a trace, after which townsfolk would say they'd be stolen away. This is just dragging on slightly too long, ladies and gentlemen. I was hoping to end this recording much sooner than this, but instead I've ended up in a very lengthy dialogue section. The sword of might Princess Zelda's wielding is the very one I hoped would be of use to Link. So Link was helping out with the rifts as well. Plenty of monsters come out of rifts, but that blue one was particularly powerful. I've got a hunch that if we take him out, it will fix the whole people disappearing business. Princess, you shared that Link... Let me rephrase that. Princess, you shared that Link managed to take the blue guy out. And yet the rifts keep coming. Clearly we're missing something. Well, I suspect that there's another antagonist, because if you remember, in many previous games, Ganon would be, in some ways, the ultimate antagonist, but then there would be a sub-antagonist, like, I don't know, Zant, for example. That sort of thing. The rift in the forest is gone, but Link's not back. What we need is more information. I may have something useful. When I was taken by the rift in Hyrule Castle, it felt like I was flown somewhere far away. The rift I was pulled into was at Hyrule Castle, but Princess Zelda found me in a rift in the forest. How did I end up over there? Rifts don't follow... Here we go. Rifts don't follow the same rules as your world. Things connect differently inside them. My friends had mentioned something about oversized rifts in other areas. We might end up finding the king and other missing people in far-off rifts. So maybe Link is somewhere else then? Hey, Zelda. I'm going to fly up high to look for some of the other big rifts. Can I save the game now? I'm only here because I couldn't save the game. Just to be really clear. I think I found some. There's no saying where Zelda's father and the others might be. But I did spot some big rifts where we can go and explore. Aha. Very good. I've marked them on your map, Zelda. If we fix the rifts, we may be able to save your father and the others. So let's get to work, Zelda. Princess Zelda, I must insist that you refrain from going to any more rifts. It is far too dangerous. That's up for her to decide, Minister. And after she has gesticulated at you in such a well-expressed fashion, you really must listen to her. She also has royal authority, so you really have no reason to reject her proposition. I mean, she's only one capable of... yeah, that's right, I'm the only one capable of mending them. You make a salient point, Mr. Lubery. In fact, it is the salient point. There is no other point more salient than the one that I have just expressed. Princess, I urge you to go with Tri to the other rifts. You're the only one who can fix them and save all the people who've gone missing. Minister, you stay here and help me investigate the rifts. We'll play support for the princess. Oh, I agree with that. Oh, of course. Investigations are my specialty. Princess, the rifts marked by Tri are located in the Gerudo Desert and Jabul waters. Jabul? Instead of Jabun. I swear Jabun was the other water spirit. Anyway, please let me know if you require further information. Alright, Princess, I leave it to you to find the king, General Wright and Link. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. That sword you've got there? Pretty sure I can make it even more powerful than it is. I'll have to do more research on it though. So talk to me later if you're interested. Yes, very well. Can I save the game now? Thank you. Like I was out of breath. Or like I was holding my breath the whole time. My god. I apologize for my irritability towards the end there. I was wanting to end this recording way further back in the past, but was unable to because I couldn't save the game. I hope you all enjoyed that. this is actually the end both of this VOD and of the live stream. This light shining on me is far from ideal, but yeah, that's that. I'll be back in Zelda Echoes of Wisdom in time to come, but I'll try to catch up with the VODs first. Believe it or not, as I'm recording this, I still have not uploaded the first one. So, that will happen. I'm getting the presentation of the Doing It Live with Doomlink series up to snuff before I do that. But I do thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time I'm in Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. And, couldn't really give a time frame for when you can expect the next one, but it will come in due course. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye for now.